How is everybody? Ready for class? Johnny asked if everything is okay. Everything is great, Johnny. Just as soon as we have a few more students, we'll start. We've got a very interesting topic today, so we've got some discussion and a little reading to do. How are you, Johnny? Hi, everybody. We'll start class in just a minute. I'm just waiting for a couple more students to come in. Hello, Christian. How are you? Hi, guys. How are you?
Hello, teacher. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah. How are you? Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. How have you been?
Very well. How about you?
Good.
Nice.
All right, let's do some quick introductions. I'll go first. My name's Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and I like crafts. I do a lot of crafting. That's a hobby of mine. So now you guys tell me about yourself and tell me about how you feel about smoking. Since that's what we're talking about today, tell me if you smoke or if you hate smoking or if you don't care. Let's start on the very left with, oh, we're getting someone else. With John. Can you tell me how you feel about smoking? And also introduce yourself to us.
I don't like smoker.
Why not?
Because he's breaking. I don't know what to say. It's not healthy.
Mm-hmm. That's a good reason.
I can say that because I'm a medicine student and I know.
I see. So
age and danger that it could be.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you. And I'm sorry, where are you from, John?
I'm Colombian.
Brazil, right?
I'm Colombian. I'm from Colombia.
Oh, okay. I forgot. Sorry about that.
Okay. And everybody thinks then it's only long. So when you're smoking, it's only long. Then you're imagine that there's a lot of body, and it's a systemic. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Not good for anything. Okay, let's have Christian go. Christian, will you introduce yourself to the class and tell us what you think about smoking?
Okay, I am Christian from Bogota, Colombia, and I don't like to smoke because I don't like the taste or the smell or
Smell.
smell. Okay, and and a lot of people around me smoke, but I don't like that.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of gross, a gross habit.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Johnny DeAndrade, will you tell us what you think and introduce yourself?
Okay, firstly, hi everyone, my name is Johnny. You know about that. I'm from Brazil, São Paulo, and my opinion about that, it's, I hate the cigarette. I hate his smell, and it's really bad for who smoke and for us who stay near of this person, So it's really bad for your health.
Yeah, that's called secondhand smoke. So the person
Yeah.
that's next to someone smoking, they get secondhand smoke, and they get
Yeah.
smoke too. So
It's bad for both,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Juan, will you introduce yourself to the class?
Hello, teacher and classmates. I'm Juan. I'm from Costa Rica. How are you guys doing?
Good, nice to meet you.
Me too.
Will you tell us what you think about smoking?
Even though I do smoke, I'm against it. I'm I'm in the process of quitting smoking, and I agree with you guys. Aside from how gross it is, all the known causes, the health damage to the person who smokes and to the third parties or the second-hand smoke.
Yeah, it can be very difficult to quit smoking though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's difficult, but it's something that must be done.
It's important. Definitely.
Very important.
All right, thank you. Thiago, will you go next? Introduce yourself and tell us how you feel about smoking.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Thiago. I'm from Brazil, and I used to be a smoker, but I stopped last year, and I intend not to come back to smoke again.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and where in Brazil are you from?
São Paulo.
Awesome. Nice to have you in class.
Thank you.
Okay,
It's
Martin.
my first class.
Oh, is it your first class?
Yes, I found
So
out
glad to
this
have you.
site. I found out this site today.
Very cool. Well, I hope it's a good first class.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Martin Castro, would you like
Yes.
to introduce yourself next and tell us how you feel about smoking?
Hi, how are you? I don't smoke. I usually go to run to the gym. I don't like to smoke.
Awesome. So you don't like smoking.
I don't like smoking.
What about when other people smoke? Are you okay when other people smoke?
No, I don't like it. I don't like when somebody is smoking near me. I don't like the smoke near me.
Yeah, me neither. It smells. It Bad
Yes,
smell.
also bad.
Yeah. All right. So I have a quick warm-up exercise for us, and then we're going to get into our article. The warm-up exercise is another hangman exercise, but it's a better one than last class. And it has to do with smoking. It's a phrase that has to do with smoking. So I'm going to ask you guys to guess letters. The first word has 4 letters, and the second word has 6 letters. Wait. I don't know if hold on. Yeah, okay. I did it right. So I'm going to start on the left with Christian. Would you guess the first letter?
Okay, the first is the A.
Nope, no A's. All right. Yeah, this one's more difficult. John, will you guess the next letter?
D.
E. Let me see. Yeah, 1 E. Johnny, will you guess the next letter?
O.
Dang it. Yeah, there's 1 O. You guys are good at this. Juan, will you guess the next letter?
Let me see. An R.
R. Yeah. You guys are too good at this game. Martin, will you guess another letter?
V.
V?
V. V.
As in very?
No, like don't.
D?
D. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, 1 D. Good job. Thiago, will you guess a letter?
L.
L. Dang it. I can't believe you guys are doing so well. Okay, so now we still have 1 blank in the first word and 4 blanks in the next word. Does anyone have a guess yet? Or do we still need to keep guessing some letters?
I think that is cold coffee.
No, but you're very, very close. You got cold right. The first word is cold. But it's a phrase that has to do with smoking. So we still have 4 letters to guess. I'm going to let you guys guess in the chat box. So send me letters in the chat box, okay? F and B. Nope, no F and no B.
Very
So
good.
that's...
friend.
Oh, Juan got it. Dang it. Dang it, Juan. All right, he's right. It's cold turkey. The phrase is
Sorry,
cold
teacher.
turkey. I know. I was so excited. I thought maybe I would get you guys on this one, but no. Okay. So the phrase is cold turkey. What does cold turkey mean? Does anyone know?
No.
I have no idea.
Juan, do you know what it means?
I think it means to stop something from or to well, in this case, to quit immediately.
Yeah, to quit. So when somebody quits, for instance, smoking, and it's not just like when you stop doing something, but when you quit it very dramatically. So if you stop smoking and you just decide, I'm never going to smoke again, and you just never ever smoke again, that's called cold turkey. So it's very dramatic and immediate. And if you don't quit cold turkey, what you might do is say like, well, I usually have 2 cigarettes a day, so today I'm only going to have 1 cigarette. Or maybe I'm only going to have 3 cigarettes a week or something. So you slowly quit. That's the opposite of cold turkey, or I guess it's a different way of quitting. You could quit slowly, or you can quit cold turkey, which means that you just completely stop.
Is it like a promise or
All
not?
right. What?
Is it similar to a promise that you make or something? I don't know.
No, it's not exactly similar to a promise. Cold turkey just describes the manner in which you quit. So if I quit drinking coffee,
Suddenly.
yes, it's very
Suddenly.
suddenly. So if I quit drinking coffee, if I quit cold turkey, it means I just stop and I never have coffee again. But you could also quit another way. You could quit a way where you only have one coffee per week, and then maybe you only have one coffee per month. And in that way, you have less and less and less until there's nothing. But that's not cold turkey. So cold turkey is when it's very immediate and dramatic, and quitting in general is usually just going down and down and down until there's nothing.
Does cold turkey means is an idiom? Is an idiom?
Cold turkey are, well, cold is like cold, you know, cold, and turkey is like a type of meat. It's an animal, but
Yeah.
it only has this one meaning. So cold turkey only means to quit something. It doesn't mean anything else.
But it is an idiom. Idiom.
Idiom, an idiom.
Idiom.
Yeah, it's an idiom.
Idiom.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay, so do you guys have the vocab list? I'm not sure if I worked in class, but if you don't, I'll just put it on screen share. Does anyone have the vocab list up? No? Okay, so I'm going to screen share with you guys, and we're going to go over some vocabulary before we start the article, because there's some interesting vocabulary words. Let's do this. Can everyone see the vocab?
Yes.
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 Okay, so the first phrase we have is lighting up. Does anyone know what that means, to light up or lighting up?
I think that is when you start to smoke and you need to fire the smoke.
You need to what?
You know, when you need
To light up the cigarette.
Yes, exactly. You both are correct. So when you set fire to something. So when you light up a cigarette, it means you're putting the fire on the cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
How about taking it up? Another phrasal verb. You could say taking up or taking it up.
When you offer some cigarette to somebody.
Could be.
When
So
you
if
give
that
some
would be
cigarette to
correct.
somebody.
What?
When you give some box with cigarettes somebody and you say to take it up.
Yeah, you could say that, but in that sense, it would only be correct if the person had never smoked before. So taking it up is a phrase when someone is starting something or beginning something. So if I have never smoked before and I start to smoke today, it means I take up smoking today. Today I take up smoking. And you can use it for anything. To start something, you can also say to take it up. So I took up playing tennis when I was 10. That means I started playing tennis when I was 10. It became a habit of mine when I was 10.
But if you talk only, I started to smoke today, is it correct, or I must use this example that you give us?
You can also use started or began or It became a habit. You can use any phrase you like, but in this article, they have the phrase taking it up. So I thought we would go over it. It's a phrasal verb that means to start, to begin, something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. How about a retailer? What is a retailer? Anybody know what a retailer is?
Yes.
It's the
What is
place
it?
where you buy the cigarettes.
Yeah, could be where you buy cigarettes. It could be where you buy anything. Yeah. Any store that sells something is a retailer. Sue. What does sue mean?
So
Huh?
complain about something in the court.
Yeah, to take legal action against
Legal action,
somebody.
yes.
Fundamental. What is fundamental?
Basic element.
Basic, elemental. How about thriving?
Thriving is like want something very badly. Thriving.
No, not exactly. To want something, is that what you said? Anyone else have a guess for what thriving means? Thriving is when something is very successful. So
Yes.
something that's growing and doing very well. You could say a plant is thriving. If the plant is growing very quickly and producing fruit, it's thriving. How about bottom line? The bottom line. This is an idiom.
It's a deadline.
What?
Deadline when something wants to finish. Is the end of something?
Yeah, it could be the end of something, the end product, or a conclusion of some kind.
Final decision or final.
Yeah, final decision. And our last word is, oh yeah?
Oh, I'm sorry. I would say this word is like slang is when you talk about a cigarette, or no?
No, it's not exactly slang. It's an idiom. So it's correct grammar. Slang, when we talk about slang, it's something that's like incorrect in some way, but it's used in casual speech. But this is correct, and it's an idiom. It's like a phrase that we use.
I got it.
It could be the deadline of a program, for example, in a schedule of a program.
I'm sorry, what?
If you have a program and you have a schedule to finish this program, the bottom line is the deadline?
No, the deadline is a correct term to use, but the bottom line cannot be used interchangeably with the deadline.
All right.
So do you guys understand the bottom line? Like how you might use it? Can anyone use it in a sentence for me?
Okay. Can I?
Go for it.
Okay. I need the but I can choose any words or specific words.
Any words, but it has to have the
Okay.
bottom line.
The first one, I need to find it to light up my cigarettes. Is it correct?
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. How about concede? We haven't gone over concede yet. Does anyone want to give me a definition for concede, the very last word?
Allow or accept.
Accept something.
Yeah, it is to accept something. But it's a little bit more than that. There's more to the definition. Does anyone want to
Admit
add?
something.
To admit something. All right. It also kind of has the meaning of like loss. Like to concede something means you're giving up something. You're losing something. So if you concede a fight, it means you lose the fight. or if I'm having an argument with my sister because I borrowed her dress, if I concede, it means I give her back the dress. I lose something. I concede. So I accept her statement and I lose something.
Okay.
All right. So now let's read the article. Does everyone have it up?
No.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat boxes for you guys. It's attached to the class as well. So if you want to go back and find it, you can.
Now I have.
There you go. Now everyone should have the article. Open up the article. And we're going to read it together. So it's called New York Tobacco Regulations Light Up Public Health Debate. So light up, set on fire. They're setting on fire the public health debate. Obviously, it's not literal in this sense. It's figurative. The first thing you're going to see is that blue box with a white triangle in it. That is so you can listen to the story. We're not going to listen to it now, but after class, if you'd like, you can listen to the story. And I think that would be an excellent addition to our class today. Okay, then we have a picture of a hand with a cigarette. And it says the New York City Council is considering a number of regulations on cigarettes, including raising the minimum age for buying cigarettes to 21. And beneath that is where the article really begins. So, first two paragraphs. Thiago, will you read the first two paragraphs for us?
Oh, yes. If you are under 21, you may soon have a hard time lighting up in New York City. Public health officials in New York want to raise the minimum age for buying cigarettes. The initiative is one of three proposed tobacco regulations the City Council will debate at a hearing Thursday afternoon.
Perfect. Thank you. Next two paragraphs. Mine, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
All right. Will you read the next two? Do you see where we are?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Awesome.
We think if we can prevent people from taking up the habit before they are 21st, we might just be able to prevent them from taking it up at all, said New York Health Commissioner Thomas Farler. City officials said 80% of smokers in New York start before they are 21.
Martin, will you read the next two?
Yes. New York already has some of the toughest anti-smoking laws in the country. Smoking rates in the city have fallen dramatically as it has banned smoking in bars, restaurants, parks, and beaches. But the city's teenage smoking rate has held steady for several years at roughly 80%. City officials are also considering a second bill that would prevent retailers in New York from displaying cigarettes behind the register.
Awesome. Any vocabulary questions yet? I think we went over most of the difficult vocabulary already. But if you guys find any words that you don't understand, make sure to let me know so we can talk about them. So no vocabulary questions, right?
No.
No,
Band,
Michaela, we understand everything. Huh?
Band, B-A, bound.
Band? B-A-N-N-E-D? Does anyone know what that word means? Can anyone help with that one?
Which word?
The word band. B-A-N-N-E-D.
No.
put it in the chat box for you guys. What?
You can't do this. It's banned smoking bars. You can't smoke in bars.
Exactly. So something that's prohibited,
Yes.
something that's not allowed, something that's illegal. Any other vocabulary questions? Don't be shy.
Ugly.
Ugly?
R-O-U-G-H-L-Y.
Roughly?
Roughly, yeah, that's right.
Like this?
Exactly.
Anyone want to help him with that?
It's something that is hardly to hardly.
Yeah. So there's two senses. There's the word rough, which is like the opposite of smooth. But the word roughly means like estimated. It means something that's not exact. So if I don't count something exactly, I'm estimating. I would say, oh, I have roughly $10. Maybe I have 9, maybe I have 11. I'm estimating that I have roughly $10. So it's not a clean number, it's estimated.
Okay, yeah, we got it. Thank you.
Any other vocab words? Awesome. So next paragraph, let's have Juan. Will you read the next paragraph?
Okay. That display of cigarette packs has value to the tobacco industry, Farley says. They pay for that. And when children see that over and over again, they think that cigarettes are acceptable and normal. And they are more likely to smoke. And there's data to support that.
Thank you. Next paragraph. Johnny, will you read the next one?
Okay, sure. The kind of display ban is already the law in Canada and parts of Europe. The town of Havasu and upstate New York trying to do the same thing, but the tobacco industry sued and town offices back down.
Thank
Continue.
you. Any? Yeah, you can read one more.
Okay. Retailers have a fundamental right to display legal products that they've licensed to sell to adult customers who use them to spite of the no healthy risks, says Jamie Calvin, president of New York Association of Convenience Stores, which joins that lawsuit. Yeah.
Thank you. Any vocabulary questions from the last few paragraphs?
What is upstate?
Upstate is actually just a geographical term. So upstate would mean like the north of the state.
Okay.
Any other vocabulary terms?
Lawsuit.
Anyone know that one? Lawsuit? What is that?
In this case, casing. It's them?
Yeah, a lawsuit and a case are the same. So a lawsuit is just the noun version of sue. If I sue a person, I have a lawsuit. Does that make sense?
Lawsuit.
Can anyone use that word in a sentence? Anyone brave? Okay, so how about... Oh, go for it.
Okay, if you smoke in a restaurant, you may be subject to a lawsuit.
Very true. Dangerous activity. So if I sue you, I have a lawsuit. There is a lawsuit. Everyone understand? Of course we do.
Yes.
Huh? Okay, any other vocabulary questions? All right, moving on. So next paragraph, I think it's John. I think it's your turn to read. Would you read the next paragraph?
Okay. And New York City already has the highest cigarette tax in the country, totaling 6.5 in state and city taxes. Calvin says the country boasts a trillion black market. He says the measures New York is considered will just drive more consumers to buy from unlicensed and tax sources.
Awesome, thank you. Next paragraph. Let's have Thiago, back to you.
Bottom line is, we're gonna lose more business, Calvin says, and it's not gonna make much of a difference in the smoking rates, because those smokers are still going to find cigarettes, but they're going to find them more cheaply than the state and city intended.
Thank you very much. Next paragraph, Martin.
I'm lost. What is it? The next one?
The
New York City Council.
New York City. The New York City Council is also considering the church tobacco bill, one of the wood block tobacco companies from offering discounted cigarettes through 2-for-1 deals and other promotions. Public health experts say that could be just as important of cutting smoking rates as the other measures. This is the next logical step. To do work at the point of sale, says Kurt Davis, who teaches public health at the University of North Carolina. That's where the industry spends 86% of its marketing budget, and this is where New York City is trying to fight back.
Thank you. Juan, will you continue from there? Do you see where we are, Juan?
Hi, yes. Let me just adjust the microphone. Okay, it's where it says this is the next logical step.
No, from the paragraph that starts, Rebizel adds that it's likely the tobacco industry.
Thank you. Rebizel adds that it's likely the tobacco industry would sue to block some or all these bills from taking effect. Health officials in New York are no strangers to industry lawsuits and insist these bills would prevail in court. But can New York City Can New York City stamp out youth smoking completely? Several young smokers interviewed outside a library in New York City says that's not likely.
Thank you. Johnny, read the next one.
Okay. I think it would make some difference, says New York University study Kristen Chawang. Okay. But it still won't end teenage smoking entirely. The whole idea of rebellion is kind of why I feel teenage starts in the first place. Public health of it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. I wanted to leave one last one for John. That way everyone is even with how much they've read.
Okay.
You want to read the very last paragraph, John?
Yes. Public health officials consider enforcement of these bills might be not perfect, but they say anything that marks and hard for kids to start smoking will help.
Okay. So now I would like to get some of your opinions, but first I think we should summarize the article. So, what exactly is the article saying? What's happening in New York?
The younger people start to smoke really early.
Right. So young people are smoking, and that's always been the case. So people start to smoke from a very young age. And what's changing in New York? What's happening?
Well, I think that the government puts some rules to, like, the age for buy a cigarette, don't smoke in restaurants, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
exactly. They're trying to restrict it.
yeah. And I think the industry is worried about that because we'll spend less than previous ones. So people want to buy cigarettes like before, you know.
Exactly. So do you guys think it will work? You think the legislation will pass? What is that? It's a weird noise.
It was a motorcycle. I don't know that. What part of the world?
All right. So, one thing I thought was interesting was one of the paragraphs. They were talking about the town of Haversaw in upstate New York, and this town of Haversaw tried to pass legislation banning this tobacco industry commercials and propaganda, and they were sued. So the city of Haverstraw was sued by the tobacco industry, and then the city just didn't try anymore. So do you think that might happen again? Do you think the tobacco industry will sue the city and then the ban will not work? I'm going to ask you guys one by one your opinions. And so I have a few questions for you. You got to tell me if you think the legislation will pass and what smoking regulations are like in your country. So I'm going to start with John, all the way on the left. Do you think the legislation in New York will pass, and what is smoking regulation like in your country?
I really think that is a good idea, because these people and could be start to smoking and in another age, and maybe they will never start to smoking. And in my country, you can smoking in a public site and in the public sites.
Mm-hmm.
And the sale of smoke is banned to people until the 18 years, because here is the age when you're adult.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
So it sounds similar to the regulation in the US.
okay. Mm-hmm. And you can in the first there was a law that you can buy one cigarette, but people don't sell cigarette and they don't take that in. Usually you can see people taking only one cigarette in other places.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. Johnny, do you think the regulation in New York will pass? And what is regulation like in your country?
Well, I think that the person will agree with the regulation because the government are thought about the person who lives in the city, you know. And in my country in Brazil, before we have propagandas on TV talking about the cigarettes, but it's really old. Right now, you can't smoke in closed places, you know. You can't smoke in restaurants, at the hotel, and if you want to smoke in your house, okay, no problem, you know. But if you want to smoke in public places, you are making a crime, you know. So you can, if the policy see you, you can pay a percentage of the reais for the governments, you know. So it's really, how can I say it in English? Well, it's a strong rules, you know. I think that is strong rules for you don't
Yeah,
smoke and have a health life, you know.
I see. Yeah, that's a good rule, I think, not to smoke in closed places. It's the same here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the age for you buy cigarettes, it's above 20, no, 18 years old. I think, yeah.
Oh, okay. Perfect. That's a good age. Juan, how about you? What do you think? What is the legislation like in your country? And do you think that this New York regulation will pass or fail?
Okay. Well, in my country, until recently, last year, they passed a new law with a big how do you call when there's a fee for breaking the law?
Fine.
Ah, thank you. With very high fines for the for persons who incur in the smoking at bars, restaurants, and any type of public places. Basically, you just can only smoke in your house or in a private place like that, a house.
So
But
it's very restricted.
yeah, it's very restricted. It's also banned. Smoking is banned in bus stops, parks, and I think that also in other places like beaches or and wherever there are people, big crowds, it's banned. That was recently because in the past time uh, you were able to smoke anywhere, almost
So
anywhere.
it's changed a
With
lot, right?
yes, it changed a lot, and it has helped a lot of people to quit smoking due to that. They also raised taxes on the smoking. And regarding this new law, uh, I think that it may pass. Now, what I saw in the article was that the argument from the retailers was that the state already have a lot of restrictions for smoking and big taxes, and that will only contribute to it won't stop people from purchasing the cigarettes. It will just make the consumers go to the black market and look for other ways to obtain the tobacco.
Very possible, yeah.
However, I do think that is necessary, and it would contribute to ban or to also to make people, consumers already, step back, because they're gonna have more trouble acquiring the
Yeah,
cigarettes.
yeah, I agree. Okay, Martin, what do you think? Do you think this legislation will pass? And what is the legislation like in your country?
What I think is the law is going to fail because, as Juan said, the law is when the law is harder, the people try to 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 pass the law. I mean, to not to obey the law. And there is a many other, not even not just the tobacco, the drugs. Imagine like the marijuana. If you, like in states in other country, the legislation now is trying to be legal the drugs. And in this case, the marijuana and the smoke is, I think is going to be easy to break the law. I think here in my country it happens. It's prohibited to smoke in some public places, and the restaurants start to make some place to people that smoke, to build some place especially for these people that smoke. And when there is not many people in the restaurants, they are allowed to smoke in the places, even if there is prohibited.
So the law is not enforced.
Yeah, it's not enforced. Yeah.
I see. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. And here in Mexico, there is not, the law is not as hard as in the state. I think so.
I see. Yeah. So it's a little bit easier there than here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Juan Carlos, would you like to give us an opinion before we end class? What do you think about smoking? We can't hear you. Look in the top right of your screen. There might be a little microphone button that's red. Click that button, and it should unmute.
Hello?
Hi. Tell us what you think about smoking.
Smoking in Colombia is prohibited in the restaurants, in the place and open. It's prohibited. It's Colombia. This is my opinion. It's about these articles of cigarettes.
All right. So do you think that the legislation will pass?
Excuse me, I don't understand.
The legislation from the article to ban smoking under age 21, do you think it will pass or fail?
Excuse me, can you repeat, please?
Did you read the article? Okay, don't worry about it, Juan. Thank you for contributing. Okay, guys, we're going to have to end class, but I'm going to give you my Facebook name. If you guys have any questions or any requests for classes, you can always send me a message at my Facebook page. So I put my name in the chat boxes for you guys in case you want to contact me. And thank you so much for a great class. And I'll see you next time. Okay?
Teacher,
Anyone want to say
Thank you,
anything before we go?
teacher.
Thanks,
Okay,
guys.
thank you. Bye.
teacher,
Bye.
Bye. Inglés.